Good evening, friends, followers, channel members. Happy Tuesday. How are we all doing? Thank you for joining us tonight. We are in Rome and we're headed to Nice. Just realised the top banner's not working. Let me sort that out before we go any further. What's our call sign today? We've got a nice one today. It's Easyjet Europe, so it's Alpine 83 Papa Juliet. That one's okay, isn't it? That rolls off the tongue. 83 Papa Juliet. Yeah, hopefully the top banner's working for you now. Just filled that out. So I thought we might just get a nice quick stream in this evening after getting the kids off to bed and things, and we'll do a nice simple flight. Nothing too taxing. It's been having a really busy day. I thought, yeah, don't want anything too awkward, so I thought, well, I don't know what, we've not been to Nice for a while, so we'll depart Nice and we'll just nip across to Rome. We've not been to Rome for a while either, so it's a nice real world route as well that EasyJet flies, so that'd be great. We'll do Nice to Rome. And well, then HD had other ideas and thought, well, actually, you know what, the winds are favouring runway 22 at Nice, so why don't you go the other way, because the approach there is far more interesting. So an RNP visual approach with the visual prescribed tracks is what's on the cards tonight, which yeah, don't get too low. Very easy to get far too low, and it's night time as well, just for extra measure, so we'll do our best to avoid the Mediterranean and the terrain as well. Yes, don't forget the terrain. So good evening, everybody. Hope you are all well. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching on YouTube, as always, the operational flight plan is pinned into the chat, and welcome to our Twitch viewers as well. Who have we got online tonight? Hey, David English, J Hog, Dr. Magic C Denton, good to see you. Peter ATCO, good evening to you, sir, as well. Hey, D Seat, Marcel, Chris Hogg, good to see you, Chris. Alain, just in time indeed. Otto, good evening. Uncle Swanson as well, and Dr. Magic doing his best to avoid the gambling. Well, the gambling will be open a little bit later on. We just turned it off for the ground prep and things, because there's things to go through and chat about. In fact, we're not scheduled to push back for about 50 minutes or so plenty of time to get sorted. Alphanese, good evening to you as well, mate. Good to see you. Oh, right, Joe, it's cold in this room. Should we get on board? Might be a bit warmer in there. Well, it probably won't. I've not got the air conditioning turned on just yet. In fact, David Perry's just said the exact same thing. It's a bit cold. Get the heating on. Yeah, probably a bit too early to start the APU just yet. So we are in Rome. We are on VATSIM. Don't think we've got any VATSIM ATC here. We do have VATSIM ATC available at the moment in Nice. What is rather interesting in Nice is that they are that the ATIS there is saying the RNP Alpha track is being used for runway 22 right. I don't even have a chart for RNP Alpha. I don't know what that is, but we're going to request RNP Delta anyway, so that's my plan, and well, I'm sticking to it. Flight like it's a Cessna HD, yeah. That's what we'll do regardless. Mark says the PC will soon heat up the room. I'd like to think so. You know, it saves putting the heating on, doesn't it? I don't have one of the 40 series graphic cards though. That would just melt the room. Oh right, I've not even got my checklist and document out yet. So I may just grab that and then start going through things. Yeah, I've been one of those days today where everything has been a mad rush from start to finish, like rushing from the moment I woke up, rushing from the moment I dropped the kids off at school and all that stuff. So finally now I've just got in here, and I think I just need to sort of sit back and chill and calm down a bit, because you don't want to be rushing 100 miles an hour, do you, when you're in charge of a 70-ton jet. So let's get on board, and we'll start setting things up and going through everything. So aircraft is in its turnaround state, as we can see. Just the initial sort of after power flow. So what we got, nav logo lights, yeah, they're on. Accurate pressures in the green, that's fine. Full lap levers are up. Spoilers and parking brake, they're all done. Hey Richard, good evening to you. Good to see you on board. So that's yeah, that's all fine. Let's get the weather then whilst we're here. Just update this in case there's a later version available. So whoa, read this out in my best 80s voice. So the wind's 240 at 19. That's windy, isn't it? Visibility is fine. Fuel class 2,500. Temperature is 13. And the QNH is 99. So 991 hectopascals, that's quite low as well, isn't it? It's quite stormy over Europe in a lot of places at the moment. Yeah, 991 hectopascals is fine, no significant changes. Good. HT says lots of streams today by lots of people, even you were considering it at one point. Ah, no, you should have done. Would have given me something to do whilst I was busy sorting stuff out. Could have listened to it. Ainsley988 on Twitch, good evening to you. Yeah, so that's going to be runway 25 departure then, looking at those winds, that's fine, that's what the flight plan said originally. Anyway, let's go and have a look at that, shall we? Oh, so 12.5 tons payload, normal cost index of 4. Look at the headwind, yeah, so slowing us down somewhat. Cruise flight level over 30,000 feet today. Is that Marseille? That's the alternate, I think. Hey, Klaus Kroner, good evening to you. So, shear rate's fine. ZL5 Alpha departure, then Podox transition. Plug fuel 4.7 tons, obviously take a little bit more than that probably. Routing is fine. Weather at the, oh flipping heck, look at that, 12 knot crosswind to throw in as well. Didn't know that was on the cards. That's the first time I've seen that. I hadn't noticed. Oh, so that'll make things even more fun tonight, won't it? Great stuff. Nighttime RNP approach I'm not familiar with, and a crosswind. Oh, stick here, we could all have crashed in an hour. Okay, fair enough. Let's have a look at the weather then. So Nice currently, so Cav okay. Oh god, look at that, QNH 987, it really is low. Tempo is 270 at 20 knots, and yeah, I can see why. Those winds aren't nice, are they? Whoa. Lots of possibilities. What's the date today? It's 17th. After later this evening, there's a chance that the wind, a very small chance, the wind will drop to 300 at 5. But well, we'll see. But yeah, let's just say it's going to be windy from the left crosswind as we come in. So not all good fun. Marseille looks okay, but even the winds are gusting there, but it's Cav okay, and that's got a nice ILS approach, so much better. Other alternates, yeah, they all look alright as well. Not as windy as where we're going either, but there's our flight route tonight anyway. Yeah, no weather en route. Fine, just windy. Quick check of NOTAMs. Anything daft? Nothing that's probably going to make any difference to us here in the simulator. No, have we got anything then for... That's the approach procedure. Yeah, no, that's fine. Have we got anything for Nice? Stand 6 ABC closed. Well, that's not going to bother us. We'll park where their ATC tell us to if they're there. That is a lot of taxiways that are closed. Might need to just double check that once we're airborne. Right, okay. So runway 0422 to the left is closed. Alright, and the ILS runway 04 is unserviceable. Alright, it's fun in Nice tonight. Alright, well, what extra fuel are we taking then? Well, given all that, come back up here. What was plug fuel? 4.7. What should we take? 5.5 tons. It's a bit windy, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bit windy. Chance of a go around, that kind of thing. So 5.5. Oh, let's take let's throw a ton on extra. What's our takeoff weight? Oh yeah, we've got loads. Let's throw an extra ton on. So 5.7. Yeah, 5.7 will do. We'll get the ground crew sorting that in a moment. So yeah, all right, good stuff. We'll start setting the box. We'll start getting passengers on board in a little bit. I don't even think the crew's on board at the minute, so we'll get the crew on board shortly as well. Right, so what we got? 51 minutes is our flight time, and let's check. Yeah, 3 navs fine. Aircraft status, CFM, January, air cycle, yada yada yada. That's all fine as well. And come on, there we go. Right, so our flight number then, what was it? A nice Alpine flight number tonight. Alpine 83 Papa Juliet. Cost index of 4. Ground temperature is 13. And what's the tropo? It is 32,310. 32,310. Who's just asked me if the Pushback 8 Echo SID is available on the Macdo? No, it won't be, Maria, because Simbrief, for some reason, doesn't like the Italian airports when it comes to standard instrument departures. It gives you the transitions rather than the standard instrument departures. So you need to perhaps go in and tweak these yourself. But we will be doing the Pushback 8 Echo, but prior to that, it's the Xenol 5 Alpha. I'll show you as we get set up. TK 1556. Good evening to you. Storm Medina, mate, welcome to a training captain level membership. That is amazing, Storm. Thank you so much for your channel membership and for supporting us. Hope you have a fun flight with us this evening. Thank you for coming on board, Storm. Good to see you. Grab the winds. Let those download. And what we're cruising at tonight, 300 and minus 49. So 349. There we go. Alright, flight plan. So, yeah, we're departing runway 25, and it's the Xenol 5 Alpha. Now, yeah, this is where you've got to interrogate the charts a little bit and the routes that Simbrief gives you, because it's a bit... yeah, Simbrief doesn't like it. It gives you the transitions, but it doesn't actually give you the first part of the star. So you need to put the first part in first. So for us, it's Xenol 5 Alpha, and then we should get a list of transitions. There it is. Look, Pushback 8 Echo. So pop that in. Insert. There we go. Now we've got all of it. Which, if I just bring the charts across to show you, where is it? Yeah. So this is the first part, just here. So this is the Xenol 5 Alpha to Xenol, and then after that, that's where the Pushback 8 Echo begins. This is the transition part. So Simbrief only gives you the transition. It doesn't give you the initial part here straight off the runway. So obviously important. Don't know why Simbrief does that, but it's yeah, it is a bit frustrating. You've got to go and sort that yourself. Right, let's see. We want the 2 right RNP. So that's the RNP Alpha. Ah, this is the Delta we want. I've not even got the charts for the Alpha. I don't know what they are. RNAV 2 right Delta. Approach, and that's via the Kerit 7 Romeo Star. Oh, just gone past it. Kerit 7 Romeo. And how many vias there? Does it come in via Neraz? I think they all come in via Neraz, don't they? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, initial approach fixes Neraz. There we go. And insert. So I'll interrogate this as well. There's also the waypoint that I want to add in a little bit later on as well. So we've got 260 miles. Yeah, short flight. 270 miles. That's fine. Let's see how this is built up. Just pop the constraints on. So let's have a look. So there's the departure. That's fine. And then what we got here, so manual after NERAS. Yeah, let's just what we will do, we've got ATC, so I'm not going to go and amend it just yet, but we'll then get NERAS, we'll then get SOTOX, Annex, then FN22 Delta, Mike November 22 Delta. Now this is the important one. Mike November 22 Delta. Right, so according to the chart for that, there's a mandatory altitude at Mike November 22 Delta, which is, so hang on, first of all, there's a mandatory altitude at Nanex, which is 3,000, same there at Fox November 22 Delta, yeah, 3,000, and then after that, mandatory here, 1,260, can we even go that far? That far, or do we just have to round that up to 1,300? I can pop it in and try, can't we? 1,260. Let's see if that is possible. 1,260. Is that doable? Oh, wonderful. And let me just see what speeds it's got in there as well. Yeah, that's okay, and I'm also setting this up nice and early. I want to be nicely configured by this point, so I'm just going to throw a speed in there of 160, so it just helps for the programming of the box, so it knows what we're expected to do. That's fine. That's all good. Now there's one more thing that I want to add in now. So where is it on the chart? In fact, I'm not even sure if it's shown on this chart. But basically, we look to sort of intercept the PAPIs at about, I think it was, and I was chatting with HD earlier, I think is it 3 miles out or 2.8 miles away. So we can create a place bearing distance to help us here. So that's going to be, let's pop this in, 2.75. Yeah, that's right, 2.75. I can't do 2.75, can I? But 2.8, it's close enough, I guess. So if we create a waypoint here based off the runway threshold, so Lima Fox Mike November, runway 22 right, and the radial out is 043 and 2.8, and pop that in just here. Let's check that. Yeah, so there it is. If I can just zoom in a bit on that. The idea should be we can get down to, we can't get below 1,000 feet. 1,000 feet is the lowest we can get to before passing this and intercepting the this in. So HC says you'd add that in as a fix rather than the actual flight plan. Okay, well we can do that, can't we? Let's clear that for now. We can do that. We will have time to do that in cruise. You know, we'll have 20 minutes or so, so we'll get that done. So let's just temporary insert what we've got there. That's fine. Put those constraints in. That's in as well. That's all done, and that will then just just help us, won't it? I can also, what I might do is just extend the runway center line for this using the fixes page, just so I've got again some visual references. Given that I want to give myself as much situational awareness as I possibly can, I don't know the approach. It's going to be night time as well, so yeah, anything that I can do to sort of help things along, I'm going to do it tonight. Alright, so we're happy with how the flight plan looks at the moment. Let's have a look at the RadNav page. So now we're just back to doing our usual stuff, really. There's got to be a VOR, isn't there, on the airport for Rome? I want to be shown on the approach charts, I'm guessing. Let's have a look. Yeah, so there we go, Oscar Sierra Tango. There we are. Pop that in. And the engine out procedure, that's based on Oscar Sierra Tango as well, isn't it? So that's fine. Don't think there's any other RADNAV information I need to throw in there. The only other one that we could use for this is Charlie Mike Popper. That something will really have had to go wrong for us to need that. Let's throw that in. There we are. So, RADNAV page is done. It says we could also add the centre line and a 30-degree offset lines from the centre line, as it's a circling approach. Technically, yes, so it makes it all quite busy on the navigation display, but you're sure of a stabilised criteria, then fair enough. Right, let's start getting people on board then, shall we? So let's kick in the APU. If you're just joining us, good evening. We're setting a lot up for the approach now on the ground because it's not straightforward and it's not a long flight either. Right, so APU is on. Let's tell GSX we're ready to start boarding. We've got a preliminary load sheet as well, so check that out. Right, so zero fuel weight is 56.5. CFG is 32.2. Fuel for the alternate. Let me have a look. Let's call that 1.3. Okay. Fuel planning. We've said we're going to take 5.7, didn't we? So let's accept that, and the CFG is 31. Dead on. Takeoff weight of 61.1. Great. APU's up and running. Get APU bleed on. Start getting passengers on board.
Cabin crew, we're all happy with how things are up here, so you can now open the doors and start letting our passengers on board. Thank you.
No problem.
Right, well let them come on. Let's sort our performance calculations for the takeoff then. So we're departing runway 25. It's dry. It's not been raining at all. Certainly not whilst I've been here in the sim. So that's fine. Flaps 1. No anti-ice. No packs off. Takeoff weight 61.1 below max landing weight, and 31 dead for the CFG. Now, any intersections available to us? What's that? Bravo Charlie, Bravo Delta? Let me just see. Oh, we could do that. That's a bit of a shorter tax then, isn't it? Bravo Delta, Bravo Charlie. So that's 2485. Let's just check that matches up. Runway 25, where are you? 2485, yeah, that's fine, we'll use that. So 130, 135, 135. Flaps 1, and the flex is 68. Okay, and just confirming the speeds there with you guys now, 130, 135, 135, and clean is 204. There is a speed constraint I think on this departure, but it doesn't last for very long, so I'm not going to be too concerned about it. Just so you can see it, it literally is almost straight out, so yeah, I'm not going to need to pre-select anything or anything like that. Okay, that's all done. Let's have a look at the engine out procedure. so just check thrust reduction acceleration values. Yep, engine out acceleration value. Yep, that's fine as well. 1,005 feet. Right, so the secondary flight plan for our engine out procedures. Copy the active. So let's just pop in a E out SID point. It is standard, isn't it? This, yeah. So E out SID, and pop that in just here. So base that off of the airport 247. Pop that 15 miles out. And then I'm going to create another waypoint, which is where we're holding. So yeah, once we've tidied things up, then we can make a right turn to the it's basically a pointing space 90 miles out from Oscar Sierra Tango VOR on a radial of 289. That looks confusing, so I did check that with HD as well prior to the stream. It looks a lot more confusing than it actually is. We just need to we just need to create this place. So I'm going to create another waypoint. Let's call that E-fail, and this is where we're going to hold. So that's going to go in just here. And so this place is based off Oscar Sierra Tango VOR on the 289 radial at 90 miles DME. Store that. Secondary flight plan. And pop that in. So we're going to hold E-fail, and what's the hold information? Inbound 109 right turns. Done. And then we're going to come back to land here in Rome if we've lost an engine. I believe that would probably be runway, is it 16 left they usually land on? ILS, ILS Zulu 16 left if I can find that. Was it 16 right? Fair enough. ILS Zulu 16 right. I suppose that's closer, isn't it? No start. No veer. We'll just bring ourselves in. Check that out. Yeah, there we go. That looks fine. So straight out to our E-out SID, off to E-fail, and then VETRASL's back in for an ILS approach 16 right. That's fine. And this is the go-around track for 16 right already programmed in. Secondary flight plan doing a sterling job. Wonderful. Right, that's all done. Are we still boarding passengers? Yeah, still boarding. That's fine. Okay, well, we might as well do the brief now then. Off the ice on Twitch says considering doing the Easyjet cadet programs. It's something I'd recommend. If it's something you can get onto, and obviously if you've got an interest in aviation, then absolutely. Is it TUI that have also launched a cadet program at the minute? A few weeks back. Grab them while you can, because they've not done them for years, have the airlines? Alright, let's do the brief. So, departure brief. Weather here in Rome, you can see on your screen. So, yeah, windy, but most of it's a headwind. So, 140 at 9. Visibility is fine. Fuel class 2,500 feet, 13 degrees. QNH is 991 hectopascals. Expecting no significant changes. Weather en route is absolutely fine as well. Weather for the arrival, then, is... well, just have a quick look. Currently, the... weather for the arrival is looking like wind's alright at the minute. Look, there you go, 300 at 4 knots, some variable scattered, 3,400 scattered, 7,300, QNH 988, but it's becoming 250, 15 gusting 25, but cab okay. So we should expect good visibility when we get there, which is great. That's what we need for the approach. But yeah, a nice decent wind coming in from the right as we make that turn. So that could be interesting. Something for you guys to look forward to. So the aircraft is type A320, and we've got no in-op systems aside from the weather radar, but that's as normal. The no times for departure, nothing to concern us. Threats to be aware of here in Rome. Well, thankfully the way we're departing today, really not too much. All the terrain is to the east of the airport. We're heading out straight over the ocean, so it's going to be MSA's 5,800 feet, as you can see. So yeah, biggest threat's probably the lack of ATC, to be honest with you. Not too familiar with the airport actually, so just want to be a little careful as we're taxiing out. Make sure we know where we are, where we're going. We'll plan that in a minute. So that's about it. The taxi then. We are parked stand 506, so we'll obviously taxi facing north. We've got no ATC, so let's say we're going to take hotel, then Papa, then Bravo, and then we're going to take the intersection departure and hold at Bravo Delta. So that's the taxi, not a massive taxi. So intersection departure, and we will not do a single engine taxi today. The departure itself is pretty straightforward, straight out on the Xenon 5 Alpha, noise abatement 2. Our initial climb we can basically give to ourselves for this one because it's not shown to us. So as long as we're above 4,000 feet at Xenon, that's fine. And also a little bit further on Pushback, we need to be above flight level 100. So I'm going to set ourselves flight level 100 as our initial climb. That's all set. First turnout will be to the right, and the transition altitude is 6,000 feet. Engine out procedure, as you've seen, we've popped in there, so it's standard engine out procedure, and if something's gone bang, then once we've secured the engine and above 1,600 feet, we can make the right hand turn to the holding point E-fail that we've created, enter the hold, then probably come back here, runway 16 right. Done. How many passengers we got left? 9, according to self-loading cargo. That's fine. Let's go to our ground services page. Sorry, no, mass and balance page. Oh, they've not got. It's not got anything on there. Let's just resend, re-import that. Mass and balance should have it all in now. There we go. And we're taking 5.7 ton. Done. So now finished with this. Boarding has completed. I'm just going to pop the taxi route up that I'm going to take. Let's close the doors now. It's cold outside.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our Easyjet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Thank you.
Don't like flaps. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. That's a great name. Your landings must be fast. Hey Christian, good evening. Refuel is completed. Let's tidy the overhead up. That's done. Get rid of external power. Get the leads on now. Those doors are closed. APU's looking after everything. Let's disconnect ground power. Chocks cones, they can go. This can that'll disappear in a moment once we tell ground that we're ready. Final check that we've got no air traffic control. Oh, hang on, we might have actually. Oh, Rome departures online. 1255. We'll give them a call. When did they pop up? And Rome Control, good evening, Alpine 83 Papa Juliet, stand 506, Type A320 requesting clearance as filed, and we have information Bravo.
Alpine 83 Papa Juliet Roma, ciao, information Bravo is correct. Cleared to Nice via the Xenol 5 Alpha departure. Podox 8 Echo transition. Runway 25, initial climb 4,000 feet, squawk 1,000.
Cleared by the Xenol 5 Alpha and the Podox 8 Echo transition, initial climb 4,000 feet and squawk 1,000 for Alpine 83 Papa Juliet.
Alpine 83 Papa Juliet, readback is correct.
Squawks in, and we've got an updated initial climb. So, good. HC says you're lucky that only one Rome frequency is on. In the real world, you have to talk to about 8 people before you can even push.
Fine 505 kilo, welcome to Rome. Continue taxi via Delta. Hold short Echo Golf.
Right, let's just quickly shut that down, final few checks, and then we can run the checklists, get ground
Ladies and
sorted,
gentlemen,
and get going.
on the flight deck this morning, let me welcome you on board this Easyjet aircraft as you settle in for what we hope is going to be a most enjoyable flight. The weather today doesn't look to be posing much of a problem, so we should have a nice smooth ride for you throughout the duration of the flight. And as the cabin crew continue making their last preparations, if you could please assist them by getting yourselves sat down, your seatbelts fastened, and make yourselves nice and comfortable. The ground crew have now finished loading the aircraft, and we're just about finished with all our pre-flight checks, so it won't be long until we are pushing back. If you could please give the cabin crew your full attention as they go through the safety briefing, we'd very much appreciate it. So on behalf of myself and the first officer, we'd like to say thank you for choosing Easyjet today, and we look forward to giving you a safe flight.
Final load sheets come through, so we'll check that. Where have you gone? So as takeoff weight 62. Is that right? Takeoff weight 62. That's a lot heavier than planned. Oh, of course it is. I've not updated the block fuel. Right, hang on. 5.7. I need to rerun those calculations now, don't I? Yeah, good job we checked. $62, and that takeoff weight is what? $29.2. We'll update the zero fuel weight as well. CFG, that's 30.8. And 29.2. Right, just recalculate those. Slight difference. So 132, 35, 35. That's the same. Cleans now 209. Flaps 1, flex still 68. Okay, done. Yeah, I know I didn't need to update the CFG. Was kind of I did it and I thought actually I didn't need to bother with that, but by that point I'd done it. Okay, right. So the cockpit preparation checklist, aircraft acceptance has been completed. Fuel quantity is 5,680 kilograms and balanced fuel. We've done that. Seatbelts are on. Ideas, we've got 3 navs and the barrel ref. QNH is 991 hectopascals, 991 set. Cross checked. Right, let's get the ground crew into position.
Cabin crew, please van doors and cross check.
I'm going to delete this because we might get a different taxi clearance now.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
And road control, Alpine A3 Papa Juliet, stand 506, ready for push and start.
Fine, 83 Papa Juliet, push and start approved, QNH 991.
Push and start approved, QNH 991 hectopascals, Alpine A3 Papa Juliet.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Red, beacon light, transponder is in the green. Doors are becoming armed. Look at that, we're going to push back 7 minutes early. Fantastic.
Locking gear.
Steve says, did everyone else stand up to queue at the gate 30 minutes ago? Steve, that's taking it to the next level. Lil Yaks on Twitch says, do you think there'll one day be an Adam where you wake up in your bed, eat breakfast, get in the car, drive to the airport and then get some food ready for the flight, like GTA but in flight sim? But who knows, one day.
Release parking brakes.
Okay, I'll start the timer. Parking brakes are released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Before start checklist, parking brakes now released. That takeoff date is confirmed. Windows are closed. EFP flight mode is set and the doors are closed now. Beacon light is on. Nose wheel steering is disconnected. Engine mode selected to ignition. Starting engine 1. Paranoia check. I did turn the beacon light on, didn't I? Yes. Hey, Manic Manor, good to see you. Mark, why when the pressure is below 1,000 do we have to say the word hectopascals? I think it's because it's quite close to sort of 2991 or something like that. You know, if you're using what the Americans use. I don't know if it's just that reason. I don't know. Ask HD. I'm guessing here.
We now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety.
Ninja, that's it. Maybe it can be confused with inches of mercury.
Is in your seat pocket, showing the
Parking brake set.
We have a good engine
masks,
start.
life jackets, and brace position that
Unlocking
you
gear.
must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor
Hey,
lighting
Captain
will guide you to
HMW,
an
good
exit.
evening.
Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In
Engine
an
1's
emergency,
happy,
leave
starting
all
engine 2.
cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on and we recommend
Hansel
that you
on
keep
Twitch
your
says,
patterns
why
at
am I
all
starting the
times.
timer when
If the air
pushing
supply
back,
fails,
but
masks
other
will drop
pilots start
from
on
above
takeoff?
you.
Well, I do both.
Pull a mask towards
The
you
one
to
on
start the
takeoff
oxygen.
is
Put the mask over your
basically the
nose
time
and
that the
mouth.
engines have been up to takeoff
Hold in
thrust,
place with the strap.
and this is obviously just
Pull
the
on
start.
each side to adjust.
You're off block time.
is
Put
clear.
on your own
Right is
mask
clear.
before helping others.
Right, pushback's
If you
going.
land
Can I
on
just see an
water,
Austrian
take the
Airlines
life
over there?
jacket
Oh
from
yeah,
under your seat.
nice.
Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together.
Virtual pilot, good evening from
and pull the
Finland. Hope
strap
you're
to
well.
adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the
So the
tube.
timer on
There
the
is a
pushback is
light
to
and
record the
whistle
block
for
time
attracting
if
attention.
the A-CARS unit
We also
fails.
carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed,
And engine
armrest
2
down,
is happy.
window blinds
Right.
open,
Engine motor
and
selector
seatbelt
2,
fastened.
normal
We wish you
APU
a
can
pleasant
come
flight
off.
with Easyjet.
On the spoilers, rudder trim set to neutral, flaps 1, and trim is 29.2, close enough. Right, I have to start checklist. So anti-ice is off, ecom status is checked, pitch trim is 29.2%, rudder is neutral. Quick flight control check, full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, rudder, full right, rudder, full left, neutral. Wally, why do you call engine 2 critical at takeoff? No, it's the engine, it depends which way the wind's blowing. So if you've got a wind from the left, it's engine 1 that's critical. Wind from the right, it's engine 2. Basically, if the engine bursts into flames, then, you know, that's going to be blowing fire over the engine. Plus which, if you lose one and you've got the wind as well, you've got the asymmetrical thrust, so you're going to need the rudder to counteract that as well, aren't you? Right, let's ask where we're going. And no control, Alpine 83 Papa Julius ready for taxi, and we can depart via Bravo Delta if possible.
Fine, 83 Papa Juliet Roger via November Whiskey Golf Papa Bravo, holding point Bravo Charlie, runway 25.
Taxi via Golf Papa Bravo, hold Bravo Charlie, runway 25, Alpine 83 Papa Juliet. So we were close. Golf Papa Bravo, and then Bravo Charlie. Right, auto brake, weather, TO config, terrain. Let's go. So quick check on the PED. So not got any changes to our performance dry takeoff figures. We amended the fuel and did a second calculation, didn't we? Because I got the takeoff weight wrong. But we'll find load sheet that confirm things first. So yeah, that's all been done and double checked. On a flex departure, QNH is still 991, and the engine out procedure is standard 1600 feet right turn to our holding point, where we'll decide what we'll do. We'll get ourselves nice and safe up to 4,000 feet, and then come back in for approach, runway 16 right. Departure is Zenol 5 Alpha with the products 8 Echo transition. First turn will be to the right. We have a speed restriction straight out, but nothing that's going to affect us. Noise abatement 2 as normal, and our stop climb is 4,000 feet.
Cabin crew seats for takeoff, please.
Mushroom 505 Kilo on block, so we'll be disconnecting now. Ciao.
Ciao, good night.
Easy 45 ready for taxi.
Where's
C45
Here it is.
taxi via Charlie Golf Hotel Papa Bravo holding point Bravo Bravo runway 25.
Oh, where are you going? Come back. Do wish they'd fix this bug with the scrolling.
Easy45, taxi via Lima, sorry, correction, taxi via
Right, taxi check this
Golf
flight. Controls
Hotel,
have been
Papa,
checked. Flap settings,
Bravo,
config 1, FMA,
Bravo,
climbing up blue, 1FG2,
which is a holding point
4000
25.
blue, and
Easy
flex
45.
is 68.
Easy45
Radar
to
predicting features
confirm
on,
Charlie
ECAM memo,
Foxtrot
takeoff no blue,
Hotel
EFB
Papa
is
Bravo.
stowed, just disconnect it as well.
Easy45, yep, correction, Charlie Foxtrot Hotel, Papa Bravo, holder Bravo Bravo for runway 25.
Correct.
Oh, HD, are you telling your descent 36,000 inches or whatever it was story? Yeah, did make me chuckle the first time I heard that. Not again, Jeff on Twitch. What's the maximum amount of thrust you use when taxiing? Depends which aircraft it is. If you're on the Neo, you probably don't need any. It'll run under idle thrust. This, I tend to get it up to probably about 25%, and it'll start to roll. But that also depends on how heavy it is and whether it's wet as well.
437, inbound, Richter, level 310.
Taro 437 Roma, ciao, Riteb 3 Papa arrival, runway 16 left, left whiskey, information Bravo, report correction descend at your discretion, and call inbound Riteb, inbound 20 miles from Riteb.
Taro 437, Richter. Papa for whiskey 16
Right, is this Bravo Delta?
will be starting descending in 10 miles,
Yep.
and call back 50 miles from Ritter. Can I confirm?
20 miles and moment monitor Unicom 1228, passing level
So we want this
210.
this
You
second
can
line here. You've got Bravo Delta, the first one. Bravo
Roger.
Charlie is the second one.
210 will
Bravo Charlie,
contact
we're
back
going on.
and 20
Here we go.
miles to
Confirmation.
River. Taro 437.
I like well signed airports. There we go. Romantic lights set.
Easy45, can I use Bravo Delta?
say again, 45?
I was just trying to find out if I can use Bravo Delta to take off behind easy traffic.
Easy 45, affirm taxi to Bravo Delta via Delta.
Easy45, if behind Bravo Delta, thank you.
I don't want to bug the controller, I'm sure he knows we're here. But I want to go before it gets windy. Okay, board now. At Alpine 83, Papa Juliet's holding short runway 25 at Bravo Charlie.
Alpine 83, Papa Juliet, Bravo Charlie, runway 25, is clear for takeoff, wind 220 degrees, 18 knots.
Clear to take off runway 25, Alpine 83, Papa Juliet. Right, so the wind will be coming from the from the right, won't it, as we depart? Oh no, it won't. We've got nice nice headwind, so that's really nice. This looks like a bit of a climb up to the runway. How much thrust we're going to need? Right, there we go. All happy. Paranoia check. Fine. Right, let's go. Take off. Start the chrono. 50% in 1. And the engines are stable. Setting takeoff thrust man flex SRS and runway. Checked.
Easy 45, line up and wait runway 25
rotate.
at Bravo Charlie.
Line up and wait, runway 25 on Bravo Charlie, easy 45.
Nav.
Positive red, climb 0.
Well, look at the speed tape. You can tell we've got a decent headwind, fluctuating a little bit. And thrust climb. Climb. Yeah, now we've got that far. Let's get that autopilot engaged. So, AP1 on and sort out the packs. Not again from Jeff on Twitch saying that it loves
437, 70 miles and level 240.
loves the well lit taxiways for parking. Indeed.
Ciao, continue descent level 110.
150 Taro 437.
Building airspeed, cleaning up.
593 Papa Juliet, proceed direct Podox, climb level 180.
Direct products, climb flight level 180, Alpine, A3 Papa Juliet. Ah, come on, click spots. There we go.
Easy 45, ready for departure.
Stand by.
Alright, so set standard pressure, we'll climb 180 blue and direct to Podox.
Easy 45 at Bravo Charlie, runway 25, clear for takeoff, wind 220 degrees, 18 knots.
25 clear to take off, easy 45, thank you.
Release the cabin crew. Guess that there's probably not going to be too much to see as a passenger tonight at night time. A lot of the flying is going to be over the sea. God, those lights are bright, aren't they? I need to turn those down. they're really bright. Let's go sort them out. Alexander asks, do I have any idea why the flaps are not working in the Phoenix shaft, the TCA officer packs? You need to calibrate them in the
Ladies and
McDo.
gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on.
Just like you do the
We
thrust
recommend
levers.
that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
Captain, why are the cabin lights on? Because my cabin crew are rubbish and didn't dim them. 10,000 feet. I'm going to turn those on so I can see what I'm clicking. Okay, lights off. reports on the EFIS. Let's have a look at the progress page. 300 is going to be fine, and cost index 0. Clear out that RadNav page and copy the active flight plan. Job done. It's not a long flight, is it? We seem to be quite stable. I'm happy to release the passengers.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign has now been turned off. You are now free to move around the cabin and the toilet.
The 45 radar contact, continue climb level 180.
180, easy 45, thank you.
Please contact a member of the
So the flight time today is around what? 50? Oh, let's call it an hour. It's about an hour, and it ends with a hopefully a lovely approach into runway 22 right at Nice, following the RNP, and then the visual, which we'll have a little look at again in just a few minutes once we've got ourselves up and on our way. Particularly 80 on Twitch, you're also having the issue with that side stick fault ECAM that dings up and is very frustrating. Yeah, I get it as well, and you know, I just disregard it.
Roma Control, buonasera, Itero 674, stand 610, fully ready, push and start.
That sounds like a windy cockpit.
For Roma, ciao, push and start approved. Current information Charlie, QNH 991.
Push and start approved with information Charlie, QNH 991, Itero 674.
Right, about 1,500 feet to go. HD, have you never had that side stick fault? It's weird, isn't it? How many other people have had it? Because I definitely get it. Not again, Jeff says the side stick fault went away for him after getting a new side stick, but that's probably not really a solution. Speed Alt Star. We've not been cleared high, have we? I don't want to trundle along at 180. And Alpine 83 Papa Juliet, request further climb.
83 Papa Juliet, sorry, continue climb on Unicom 1228, goodbye.
Over to Unicom now, thanks for the service. Alpine 83 Papa Juliet, bye bye.
Easy 45 direct, paddock.
Easy 45,
Just climb, open climb, it's 300 blue. And onto Unicom. Right, well actually, it's quite nice that we are on Unicom, because now it means we can just have a little look at this approach in a bit of detail. So let me first start by just introducing the charts up so we can see them. So the first part is pretty straightforward. Just normal start. We're on Kerit 7 Romeo coming into Neres. From Neres then we will go direct to Nanax. I'm just going to double check that is what we're doing actually. Yeah, Nerex. Oh, then there's a manual, so you get vectors then presumably from ATC. If that is the case, then I am going to be going direct to Nanex. That's what I expect to get anyway. And then the idea will be that we need to be 3,000 feet, max 200 knots at Nanex. Well, to be honest, you know, I want a nice stabilised approach for this. I'm not going to be doing decelerated for this approach. So flaps 2, Nanex, 180 knots. That's going to be fine, isn't it? 3,000 feet at Nanex. Where are you? Come on. Ah, sorry, that chart finishes there then. So here it is. Flaps 2, Nanex 3,000 feet, and then we start to go down at Fox November 22 Delta, so by that point, gear down, flaps 3, all fully configured, and then we get to Mike November 22 Delta, just 22 Delta for short. That is a missed approach point, so if we can't see the runway and we're not happy by there, we are going missed, we're going around. And we want to be at 1,260 feet at 22 Delta, fully configured. We've got that in the box there, that is fine. And HD, just double check, what did I say? I said I wanted to be gear down flaps 3 by 22 Delta, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, by 22 Delta, 3,000 feet, configured. 22 Delta, going down 1,260 feet at 22 Delta. From there, we can't get any lower than 1,000 feet until we are aligned with the PAPIs. Visual prescribed tracks, so we continue to fly at track 303, and then there we go. We're going to put this little waypoint in the fixers page just to help us here. So, what was it? Let me just get my charts on the other screen. So it's going to be Lima Fox, Mike November. It's 2-2 right. What is the heading or the track? 043. And it's 2.8 miles. Oh, I need to create that fix, don't I? I can't just pop it in there. So let's create it. Where are we creating it? Is it the data page? Second page. Waypoints. Pilot waypoints. There we are. New waypoint. Lima Fox Mike November 22 right 043 and 2.8. Pop it there. Call it Pappies. There's no waypoint in the world called Pappies, is there? There we are. Store that. Right, now I can add that into the fixers page. So hopefully now if I look on the flight plan, it should be there. Let's have a look. Why is it not showing? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it is. It is showing. There we are. Right, we're just reaching top of climb. Mac Alt Star Alt Cruise. So that's done. And again, just for my benefit, Lima Fox, Mike November, runway 22, right, 043. That should give me a runway track. Just see if that works. Should do, if I put it in right. There we go. Oh, HD wanted me to do that as well. Oh, and I had 073 as well. Hang on, let me just go back to that. Zoom, zoom, zoom. There we are. Okay, so that is good SA for us now, good situational awareness. So the idea will be that we fly almost towards this point and then we turn, and we cannot get below 1,000 feet. We can't go below 1,000 feet before this point just here, and at that point just there we should be looking to intercept the Pappies anyway, get the two left, two right. So HC says 073, so that's now we've got the 30 degrees that we need to be within the stable gates. The 7 criteria on this is 4,000 feet AGL, not 500 feet like on a normal approach. Perfect. Now, given that we're already at cruise, that would be a good time to do the briefing. We've spoken a lot about this anyway, so I probably don't need to go into too much detail, but let's first off look at the weather and see what's currently happening. So, just grab the METAR. Check VATSIM is still using 2.2. That's not the right one. There we go. Yeah, still using runway 22. That's fine. Oh, and they've changed it as well. I expected our approach RNP Delta. Wonderful. So that's good. Let me just get the METAR. So 260 at 10. Wonderful. We can probably just about cope with that. Oh, but they have got tempo 270 at 20. So yeah, that's a nice crosswind as well. So there we can see weather's alright. Visibility wise, low QNH, and the winds are quite strong coming in from the left, so we've got a left crosswind as we come in, which, given the kind of approach we're doing, right crosswind is going to be coming in from the right. Given the kind of approach we're doing, if I had to pick a crosswind, that would probably be my more favoured one, because that one is, if it was coming from the left, it would be blowing us off centre line towards the terrain. At least this is blowing us the other way. So we've got a crosswind coming in from the right, blowing us back out to sea, which I guess is potentially slightly safer. So that's the weather coming in. Aircraft is still all serviceable, nothing's bust, no NOTAMs that we need to be aware of for the sim. And biggest threat, well, crosswind on the landing, nighttime approach, familiar, one that I'm not familiar with, RNP. So yeah, nice visual approach, and of course, let me get the chart up so you can see there is all this stuff that we can hit if we get it wrong. One of the other things as well is dropping too low down. Don't want to get too low and be below that 1,000 foot before we've got the two whites, two reds. The fact that we've just got the sea before the arrival as well kind of can give us a bit of a false illusion as well, but there you are. So yeah, lots of threats to be aware of. So we know now we're expecting 2-2 right RNP Delta approach, which we've looked at, pretty much briefed already how we're going to fly that and what we're going to do. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet. MSA as we begin is 3,100, little section of 5,006, and then if we end up doing a balked landing, we just want to be very careful that we don't want to end up over this side. So straight back out, ATC will tell us what to do with regards to the balked landing procedure. but we climbed to 3,000 feet on a abort landing. Missed approach from Mike November 22 Delta is obviously is there. You can see on the chart again up to 3,000 feet, max speed of 185. That's going to be fine because at that point we're going to be fully configured, so we're going to be pretty much at S speed anyway. So yeah, good stuff. Right, once we've got in, where are we going? Looking to vacate either Charlie 1 or Bravo 1, and then we'll go wherever the hell they tell us. So, there we are. Now, have we got minimums for this approach on our charts anywhere? Or was that the 400 feet? Was that the 400 feet minimums, wasn't it? Just check with my PM. Are the minimums 400 for this? Oh no, they're not. They're down here. I'm not looking. 1260. Oh well, that would make sense. Yeah, because that's the altitude reads we at there, isn't it? At Mike November 22 Delta. So 1260. Get it in. Right, let's fill this out. QNH 988. Temperature is 10. Wind is tempo 270 at 20. Oh, there's another question. I don't think we've come across this before. If we've got tempo, do we put the tempo wind or do we put in the reported wind? I'll leave that for a second. And I'm doing flaps full. Good spot, Sarcatex 1260, thank you. When will I set track FBA, turn off the flight directors and set the inbound course? Yeah, 1 minute, we'll brief that in a minute and you can tell me if that's what you do. And HD says also do flaps 3, I'll thank him. I will, I'll go with that then, right, 270 at 20. And we'll go flaps 3. Right. Oh, the reported wind, not the tempo wind. Sorry. 260 at 10. I suppose with that crosswind, flaps 3 would be preferred. I'm guessing I want to go as slow as you can to bring it in, but don't have to have hopefully got a nice approach and got everything in. The last thing we want to be doing is blown off. Chris says his brain can't compute this amount of data. Yours and mine, mate. This is a lot for one pilot to try and take in. Indeed. Sean says this almost feels like the line check. Now, this would be a cruel line check. So yeah, I wouldn't put that past HD. Right. Clear in my mind order of things we're going to do. So, fully configured, but do you know what? I don't often do this, but I think this might be worthwhile using this on here. So, if things start to go, a bit astray and mental capacity gets reduced, I've got something I can just look into and see. So keep this up here then. So at Neres, we're going to be 3,000. Stupid size thing. 3,000, which we know is down there anyway, but and at this point in fact Neres, we're not going to be 3,000 at Neres, forget that. We're going to be 3,000 there at Neres, and I want flaps 2 by this point, and then by the time we get here we want to be fully configured, and then once we get to Mike November 22 Delta, then I want to pull track FPA and set 043, and I'm also writing this stuff down in front of me as well. So this is where we're going to get the autopilot off, get flight directors off, pull track heading, and then set not 043 because we're flying that's the wrong runway, isn't it? Can I delete that? 223. Kill. There we are. There. Config 2, fully configured, autopilot off, flight directors off, 223, slow down to 1,000 feet and get in. HD, you know when I said I was going to have a nice easy flight over to Rome? I'm not listening to you again. And I've had the kids all evening. You see, what we all want to do now is for HD's next stream, see him come and do this approach. Although it doesn't happen that often, does it? The winds don't often favour this. So that's going to be the sort of like the muscle memory thing that I want to get in is, you know, once we get to Mike November 22 Delta, once we get there, I want to, it's, you know, autopilot off, flight directors off, pull, heading, or track, then set it. So there. Yeah. And doing all that in a quick space of time. Chris says there's always Madeira approach. Do you know what though? If HD tonight had said, right, I'm giving you a choice. You can either do Nice 22 right, you can do Madeira runway 5, or you can do Tivat. This would have been my third choice. Right, so we've got no ATC. Let's start heading. Down. We'll go 10,000. So keep it in. Keep it managed. Thrust angle descent 100 blue. Look 347. Good evening. HD says Madeira's easy. Well, it's a captain's only landing that place as well, isn't it? So I'm sure all first officers think it's a breeze. If you happen to be in the right hand seat. We'll have to do Madeira. I don't think I've ever done Madeira in the Phoenix. Done it in the fly-by-wire, not done it in the Phoenix. So yes, this will all happen very quickly, and of course we've got air traffic control to throw in there as well. Well, I'll be ignoring air traffic control, that will be the last thing. What is it? Fly, aviate, then communicate. So I do, yeah, we should have some ATC. We had VATSIM there, so that tells me ATC is around. So I'm going to guess we're going to need 134475. And we'll tune to those now, listen to that, and then over to Nice Tower, which is 1187. Get that in the standby so we can just swap comms easy enough. Look, 347 on Twitch says he's done his first VATSIM flight today. He was as nervous as hell. How did it go? Was everything okay? And did you have ATC as well? Christian said you did Madeira a month ago. It was the first time you landed there on runway 23. That's pretty straightforward, isn't it? Runway 23. That's just like a straight in approach, really. Alright, just start to see the coastline now. Antonio Silva says Madeira is good with calm winds, indeed. Dr. Frank, have I had any problems with GSX with the passengers not showing up before or during boarding? Not once I've got it all set up correctly. No, it seems to work okay. Oh, look, you had ATC out of Manchester. Brilliant. That was my first time as well. That's exactly how I did it. Ginger Ninja says, J-Hog, we need to try this approach. I'm just imagining J-Hog grabbing for another drink of Strongbow dark fruit. We're going through the tablet then, so everything's programmed in. We've got this manual here. We'll listen to ATC to tell us what to do with regards to that manual sector. If they don't, or they go offline for whatever reason, then I'm going to go direct Nanex. We've got 3,000 feet mandatory here. We've got the speeds down. So that's all set in. Missed approach is also automatically, as you can see just there. Radnav page, let's just get Alpha Zulu Romeo in there as well, just for a bit of situational awareness as well. Alpha Zulu Romeo. So that's fine. That's in. Progress page. We've not filled that out, have we? So Lima Fox, Mike November 22. Right. There we go. That's in. Perf page has all been done. Fuel predictor 3.6 tons, that's enough for another go. Secondary flight plan, let's copy the active. And we're done. Christian says you think runway 23 at Madeira is pretty easy until you see the downslope and you try not to run out of touchdown zone. Or maybe that was just a terrain issue with his scenery. See, you don't get that in the real world. There's no scenery issues. So HT just confirmed there's a significant downslope, Christian. So maybe your scenery was spot on. Right, I think that is our call. They want us 134475. We're already on. Nice approach, good evening, Alpine A3 Papa Juliet, passing flight level 220, inbound Kerrit for the Kerrit 7 Romeo.
Alpine A3 Papa Juliet, nice approach, Bonsoir, expecting RNP Delta, runway 2 to right.
Expecting RNP Delta, runway 2 to right, Alpine A3 Papa Juliet.
Alpine A3 Papa Juliet, direct, Nanex, descent flight level 100.
Direct to Nanex and continue to descend flight level 100, Alpine A3 Papa Juliet. Right, well there's that direct. That actually puts us quite nicely below the profile as well. And just confirming that we've got Tower 1187 187, yeah, because I'll be interested to see when they hand us over to Tower. Probably right in the middle of me wanting to do all the stuff I need to do on the FCU. So I'll contact Tower after I've landed. Hey, we're here. There are some approaches that really are designed for two guys to do. Or two people, to be politically correct. I'm going to need a drink after this. If you've enjoyed the fun and witnessing my brain explode, then please do hit that like button. It makes a massive difference to the channel, so big thank you to everyone who's gone and done that. HD, I'll probably sleep well. Only if it goes well, if not I'll be having nightmares. Robert asks if I can explain what I mean by identifying an engine as critical just before the takeoff roll. It just depends on the wind direction. So if I've got a wind coming in from the left, so yeah, if I've got a crosswind from the left, then it's engine 1 that's critical. Basically, you know, if that bursts into flames, then you want to point the nose of the aircraft into the wind so that those flames don't then get blown by the wind over the fuselage. Speed Radish, thank you for the follow. Christian says if I screw up but then have a few beers, I'll definitely sleep well. That's true, Christian. See, this is the other thing as well. We can muck about and joke. This is just a flight simulator, but you got to give it off to the guys. They do this for real, you know, daily, and they're not allowed to screw up. They get one chance to get it right every time. Just checking the profile.
Good day, Nice approach, Easy45, currently.
Easy45, Nice approach, bonsoir, expect RNP Delta 2 to right.
Wally says they can screw up once. No, they can't, Wally. Christian, they get paid not to screw up.
True. Right. Thank you.
Easy45, descend flight level 100.
Easy45, descending flight level 100.
Manic Miner says I should just drink now, it'll probably help. Next time HD's thinking of streaming, I'm going to pick his destination. The answer says, but there are two of them not to screw up. Again, true, that second pair of eyes is useful. I mean, how many times have we seen it tonight? Right, you guys and HD, just little things, like, I put the wrong minimums in, didn't I? I was 100 feet out. Little stuff like that. There's someone else there to catch any daft mistakes. Okay, I don't want to be faffing about with seatbelts and all that kind of rubbish, so let's get that sorted early.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. If you could please return to your seats and ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened.
Where's this bumpiness come from?
If you are traveling with an infant, please ensure that they are secured safely using the infant seatbelt harness provided. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
HT says experience and a second pairs of eyes are always priceless indeed. And Ginger says HT's next stream should be an arrival into Innsbruck but with J-Hog as FO. I've not seen that mistake at JFK. I'll have to check that out. Is that on YouTube? Ronald Jeffers, good evening to you. Mark says he sat at Nice listening to the approach. Knew I recognised the voice. Well, hopefully, Mark, you'll see us come in safely in about 10-15 minutes. Vaz Aviation's a great YouTube channel. Do enjoy listening to that. Or was it another runway incursion? They do seem to... Yeah, they seem to have quite a few, don't they? Does anyone listen to that, the app? ATC Live, is it, the radio app? I quite often... I'll sit and listen to that at night while I'm, just drifting off to sleep. And sometimes the pilots, they get so lost. And I'm almost certain it's a language barrier at times.
Alpha 83 Papa Juliet, descend 3000 feet, QNH 988 hectopascal.
Descend altitude 3000, QNH 988 hectopascals, Alpine 83 Papa Juliet.
And AT45 direct to Nanax, speed 220 knots. AT45 direct to Nanax, speed 220 knots.
ET45 direct Lennox correction, speed 220.
Okay, profile, we're just slightly below it at the moment. Quite happy to get low earlier on though, so I might just give that another few miles and then pull open. Once we get to about 10,000 feet, we'll drop below it and then we'll start slowing down. We're already below 250 knots, but I want that space to slow down. So we've been cleared now down to 3,000 feet, and yeah, that's exactly where we're going to be at Nanax, and I want flaps 2 by that point. So let's start getting ourselves under the profile, and then we've got space to play, haven't we? So thrust idle open descent, still 3,000 blue.
Sorry. Alpine 83 Papa Juliet, maintain speed 220 knots.
Speed 220 knots, Alpine 83 Papa Juliet. Green dots below that. Right, lights are on. I'll activate the approach phase. It's done.
AZ45 descend 3000 feet, QNH 988 hectopascal.
3000 feet, QNH 988 AZ45.
Just use a little bit of spoilers just to help us. So flap 1's going to be fine. How far out are we? About 18 miles from Nanax. It's quite handy to be able to see the vertical deviation on here. In fact, it's probably a lot easier to see it on the. It's within my scan then. This is where the real world is a lot easier. Quick look down and, you know, split second you can see it.
Alpine 83 Papa Juliet, clear the RNP Delta 2 to right.
Clear the RP Delta runway 22 right, Alpine 83
Cabin
Papa
crew,
Juliet.
please prepare the cabin.
Easy 45 clear the RP Delta 22 right.
Right, so we've been cleared for that approach.
Easy 45, say again.
Easy 45 clear the RP
It's
Delta
in our
22
hands
right.
now.
Clear the RP Delta 22 right, easy 45, thank you.
Right, we're 2,000 feet below the profile. Let's throw those speed brakes away, and we can now start configuring as we wish. Now we've been cleared for that, but let's just check what speed he wants. So, an Alpine 83 Papa Juliet. Speed restrictions still in place?
Alpine 83 Papa Juliet, maintain speed 200 knots until Nanax.
200 knots until Nanax for Alpine 83 Papa Juliet. Thank you.
Easy 45 speed 200 knots until Nanax.
Okay,
Easy
flaps 1,
45,
speed's
200
checked.
knots until the next, thank you.
Flaps 1.
Alpine 83 Papa Juliet, contact tower 118.7.
Make sure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your
187
laptop
for the
inside.
tower. Thank you for the
Your
service,
tray
Alpine 83
tables
Papa
must be
Juliet. Good night.
stowed, armrest down, and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
J-Hog says a failure would be good now, right now, just to make my night. Yeah, well, I'm certainly not queuing
Easy
one up.
45 contact tower 118.7, then sorry.
118,
Tower Alpine 83 Papa Juliet, 8 miles from Nanax on the RNAV Delta for 22 right.
Alpine 83 Papa Juliet, bonsoir, number 1, continue approach runway 22 right.
Continue approach 22 right, Alpine 83 Papa Juliet.
good day, tower.
So
Easy
I
45.
can't pull flaps 2
Inbound,
until
correct.
we pass Nanax.
Easy 45, bonsoir, number 2, continue approach runway 22 right.
Number 2, continue approach, easy 45, thank you.
Just shallow that off a little bit. So 1,000 feet per minute RNP.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing.
So as soon as we get to Nanax, then that's when we can get configured quickly, can't we? And the trusty PM is helping us there. So gear down, that will help us slow down. Flaps 2, flaps 3 quickly after that on the approach, and then once we're at Mike November 22 Delta, that's the next point. Alan says HT said auto brake medium. I think that was for Madeira, Alan, he was talking about. I'm sure he'll correct me if not. Auto brake low should be fine for this. Mile to go. We can already see the airport bang in front of us, look. I'm going to leave the light on as well, just because I've got to push things and I don't want to miss them. Right, there we go. So, gear down, let's start slowing down. And flaps 2. Approach nav and final blue. And flaps 3. Okay, the next bit we go down from Fox November. As we go down, we will then get to Mike November. Once we get to Mike November, autopilot off, flight directors off. Track FPA set 223, no lower than 1,000 feet. Final approach mode. 3,000 feet is the missed approach. Radio Optimus is alive. Having a working final approach mode really does make this a lot easier than it used to be approaches like this. Right, landing checklist, cabin secured, go around altitude is 3,000 feet set, you can remember landing on blue. So I think in the real world there are lights on some of on these hills down here, aren't they? Not sure if they're there in the sim. Use the coastline as a little bit of a guide as well.
100 above.
Right, here we go. Take that off. Take that off. 223.
Terrain ahead.
Disregard.
Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead.
Minimum.
So no lower than 1,000 feet. There we can see the runway. And just a reminder, the wind coming from the right.
Alpine 83 Papa Juliet, wind 270 degrees 11 knots, runway 22 right, clear to land.
Clear to land 2 to the right, and 83 Papa Juliet. Alright, 2 whites, 2 reds, 3 whites. Let's bring her in.
$1,000.
To be able to see. There we go. 2 whites, 2 reds. Take that. Now reset the position. Real life is so much easier. Okay, crosswind still confirmed from the right. Let's get that back on. Get that centre line in.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. Retard.
Nervous flyers. So we're spoilers, reverse green, decel. Manual brakes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for...
Alpine 8P Papa Juliet, welcome to Nice, taxi to gate 44, straight ahead on Charlie.
You take all your personal belongings
Gate
with you,
44 straight ahead on
checking in
Charlie.
the seat
Thank you,
pocket,
Alpine 8 Papa
underneath the
Juliet.
seat and in the overhead lockers.
EV 45, wind 270 degrees, 11 knots, number 1, clear to land.
Is not permitted until you
Easy 45, clear to land, thank you.
On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your Easyjet journey.
Right,
For the
sort
latest
the
news, promotions,
aircraft
flight
out.
and destination information, check out our official
Didn't get those
Facebook
lights
page,
on.
Twitter, or Easyjet app.
Come on, come off. That's done, that's done. Flaps can come up, weather radar off. Now, if only someone would have reminded me to have hit the replay button. I completely forgot about that, but never mind. Anyway, welcome to Nice. That wind did make tracking that centre line difficult. It got me to the left hand side, as I'm sure you saw, which meant then we just needed perhaps a little bit more decrabbing than I would have liked, but there you go. Right, stand 44. There it is. Not sure what the passengers were whinging at. What was that touchdown rate? I don't get to see it, but I didn't think it was scream worthy. I think our left wheels touched down first. Or at least that's the opinion I got. I'll have to go back and watch it. Sean says it was 254. Ah, perfect. Do you know what? If I can just get GSX to actually load, is it going to play? No, it's not going to play ball. Alright, ignore it.
EV45, welcome to Nice, taxi to gate 42, straight ahead on Charlie.
I need to stop the engines to request ground services.
Stand 42,
Yeah, the problem with that is I need the
Charlie,
engines
EV45.
to taxi, but never mind. Right, well, that looks good enough for me. Right, parking brakes set, APU's up and running, bleed out and come on, shutting down engine 1, shutting down engine 2, seatbelt signs off, beacon lights, can go off now. God, that would seem to take forever to slow down. Beacon lights done. And Squawk 2000 standby. Yeah, so alright, very quick sort of debriefing my thoughts on that. I say it's not an approach I've really done before that. So yeah, up until kind of just the last little part, everything for me I was quite happy with. We seem to be well prepared. That was done, prompted of course by HD, who is I'm sure many of you who want to try this approach will have been taking notes, and I know I was. So yeah, in the end that was all right. I think I'd like to try that in the daytime. I think might just be a simulator thing. Obviously, in the real world, I can just quickly sort of, well, you can just lean forward, can't you, left, right, look around the kind of pillar, which makes any kind of visual landing where there's a late turn a lot easier than just stuck in a sort of static position. The crosswind from the right definitely blew us left of that centre line as I was trying to get back on it, but we got down, you know, touchdown zone was fine, centre line wasn't far off either, D-crab was okay as well, nice and stable as we touched down, 245 or whatever that touchdown rate, if that's to be believed. Not bothered about that, that's fine. Yeah, it's a good fun. So how many of you are going to go ahead and do that on the on your next flight? The problem is it doesn't happen that often for the winds. The winds are always favouring the the winds are always favouring the other runways, aren't they, at Nice? Which I'm pretty certain that's why HD decided, yeah, this is what you're going to be doing tonight, because we don't know when it's going to be you get the next chance to. Right guys, thank you so much. Really hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you for your company. I hope it's given you a little bit of entertainment this evening as well. I will look forward to seeing you all in the next one, whenever that may be. Thank you for your company. To those who donate and support the channel as well, huge thank you as well. Massive thanks to HD for his prompt and guides as always with a kind of approach like this, and of course to the Easyjet Finalizing channel members. Thank you so much for your continued support. I look forward to chatting with you all on the Discord server. Manic Manor says nope, not flying that approach. Great stuff. Alright guys, thank you so much, and yeah, if you enjoyed that, then go and have a go yourself. You'll love it. At the end of the day, you're not really going to ruin anything other than your pride. So enjoy guys. Good night everyone.